opposite of a black person. You want to call me a racist? Go right ahead. I'm just keeping it real. Like I said, Mexican people are not alone. They have all of us. What makes you think that a Mexican will say, oh, okay, well, we have the blacks. Let's go to them. Come on now. Y'all don't even trust each other.
You know, guys, I'm not the biggest fan of Charleston White. I really and truly am not. However, these words, or some of these words that he spoke right before the election, have turned out to be quite prophetic, as I said that they would be.
Asians don't like us. A Mexican be your friend all day long till his sister start liking you, or his girl start liking you. I've been to Eagle Pass down by Mexico. They are not loving toward us. Go to prison.
They do in prison. I keep
you go to jail. Mexicans hate us. They just want to be us.
Like they'll side with the white.
Yeah, over us. Yeah. They don't, Mexican, brown and black don't ride.
Okay, I want to go ahead and say this before we get started to the Google gods out there, to the YouTube gods who are probably going to limit the ads on this video. I am talking about political ideology here more so than I am the topic that you may think that I'm going to be discussing, which of course is race. I'm talking about the liberal side of each race in this video. I want to say that before we go any further, because there are some people out here who are just going to come in here and just generalize because we know how YouTube and Google is. But I want to say that as a bit of a disclaimer so that way you guys can kind of get an idea of where we're going at with this. Something I'm trying here on the channel. Maybe the YouTube gods will hear what I say and actually listen, but then again at the same time they probably won't. But still, though, I figured I should give the disclaimer. With that there out of the way, now let us go ahead and get to the insanity. Yeah, guys, I could start this video out with some recent reactions between liberal Hispanics and liberal blacks, and of course why it is that they're, let's just say, not exactly on the friendliest of terms, or there's some challenging going on. However, given the past couple of weeks since Donald Trump has been in office, I'm here to tell you guys right now that I called this. The reason why I called this is because of what Charleston White was saying earlier, which, by the way, there will be some more from that bit, which, of course, is roughly 3 minutes long, which I will link in the description box for you guys to watch the full bit. But obviously, certain words cannot be said here on YouTube, so therefore I can only show you parts of what he actually said. I said before that this was prophetic for a multitude of reasons. For example, in Chicago, and of course you guys can go back and look at the backlog of my videos. I'll probably link a couple in the description box anyways because they assert my point. That the Hispanics that were being brought in, that were given the debit cards, that were being given the brand new jobs, yeah, they were taking away black jobs. They were also taking away black opportunities. However, I also said in that video there, at least 2 or 3 of those, that blacks really and truly weren't mad because of the jobs. Some were, maybe half, but a lot of them were upset more about the fact that the Hispanics were being prioritized when it come to overall benefits. Yes, I know how the hell that sounds, but guess what? I really and truly don't care. Now, before we get started, guys, make sure you guys please hit the like button on the video. Please cut the notifications on for the channel so that way you guys are notified when videos come out. And, of course, as I've said before, we're going to be going to that new content soon, or that new type of content soon. However, I'm still kind of easing things in post-surgery, all that type of stuff there. I should be starting here on the computer probably tomorrow. Painkillers are a pain in the ass, and I can't really move around my own place the way I want to move around. But I wanted to make this video so that way you guys could see exactly what it is that I was talking about. Let me go ahead and cut to the first set of reactions so that way you guys can see exactly where we're going with this.
I think it's funny how everybody's true colors are coming out, especially the black people, because y'all are quick to forget what country you guys flee to shelter when you were slaves. You're quick to forget when Black Lives Matters movement was happening, who was right there next to y'all. You're quick to forget that every time you guys are out there protesting for your rights, who was right there next to y'all. Now you're out here making videos talking about, like, let's sit this one down. But you're also quick to talk shit on us. And then when we say something, you're quick to play the victim card and say, well, you're being when y'all are starting it. But, you know, to each their own.
I'm amazed of how many people from the black community are telling me to go back to Mexico, telling Mexicans to go back to Mexico because we're illegal and it's a crime. It was also a crime when your ancestors went to Mexico, when they were escaping the white people and Mexico helped them. A lot of Mexicans got killed for that. They helped them. They help your people. We didn't oppress you guys. And this is how you
You're
guys
upset because people of color aren't marching with you in protest. This is identity politics, ladies and gentlemen. Identity politics, the victimhood coalition. The victimhood coalition will always fall apart because the victimhood coalition relies on one thing and one thing only. Get what is good for our group and our group only. It will never come together. It will never unite. It just never will happen. Even though there's obviously jealousy amongst the ranks, as Charleston White lays out.
Black don't ride together against white.
That's crazy.
White and brown ride against black. Californians see how Mexicans really feel. Them real Mexicans.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, these Texas Mexicans ain't real. Ese, vaso, no, they Mexican. But leave outside of Texas and you'll see how Puerto Ricans feel.
Sure.
A white person is more likely to speak to you and embrace you out in public or outside of your normal environment before Mexican or
Even
Asian.
Africans and like Nigerians say crazy shit about African Americans.
Yeah. Nobody rock with us but white American, homie.
But what is it about us though that makes us the most hated?
We're disrespectful. We're arrogant.
Loud.
We have an ethnocentric ideology belief as if we're better than everybody because we think we were the first.
We think we're old.
Yeah. We're entitled.
Yeah.
We're lazy. When you get on the job with most black people, everybody look. You know, we don't work as hard as other people. So it's obvious why they don't like us. Just look around on your job. We the loudest. We come in. If we having a bad day, we go tell them off. We ain't take what we not gonna put up with. And we're not the brightest. We're not. We used to be at the front of the pack, homie, in the 60s and the 50s. We're not the brightest anymore. And we ain't the strongest and the toughest like we think we are. That's why the white boys got into UFC and started kicking ass. Yeah, we just know how to use our hands and fight.
Them niggas using feet,
Man,
elbows.
that's why the funniest looking. That's why UFC came about, homie. Yeah. And UFC also became a training ground for white supremacy kids. That's been bullied because we've been bullying people for a long time. So you know we had the physical and the body structure and the athleticism and the agility to physically empower everybody until they start learning mixed martial arts.
Just for the record, Charleston White said this stuff, not me. I'm just simply commenting on what he had to say. But still at the same time, though, I'm pretty sure you guys are kind of picking up on the stereotype, and stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. So I'll let anybody who's pissed off figure it out. Okay, so you guys obviously seen that. You guys obviously heard that. As the content creator, I can't really provide too much commentary on this, on that same matter without possibly getting suspended. But of course, those reactions that, of course, we're going to be going back to here in a second will kind of show you what it is that I mean by that. And by the way, I do want you to know right now that there will be another video out tomorrow talking about the other side of the coin, where it is that this video right here is more black-centric, whereas the second video is more Hispanic-centric. The fact of the matter is this right here. You've got two sides who want the same benefit. I think that one side of the aisle knows this and would secretly prefer the other side really and truly get removed or deported. As I have always said before, they are natural enemies. They are not natural friends. Like Charleston White said, there is some jealousy, and of course Hispanics do, or at least Cholos do, at least out there in the southwestern United States, and places like, say, Phoenix, Arizona, California, Nevada. They're more into the whole, we like black culture, but of course we would also prefer their benefit because, I'm not going to go too far in the reason why, but the fact of the matter is this right here. And I said this right here in one of the videos that I had done on the city of Chicago at those protests that were going on inside City Hall. If you listen closely, carefully enough, you will hear one of said Venezuelan individuals say to the black individuals, now we're going to get your benefit, because the truth be told is it's about getting that benefit and also getting the job that comes with being here in the United States. As I have said before, what most do is they come across, if they're allowed, they get together, they huddle inside of a house, they get a job, bunch of minimum wage jobs, they make the money, they all put their money together, and eventually at some point in time they start moving out one by one. They get a restaurant, they create it, all that type of good stuff there, where it is that, well, on the other side, on the other hand, they seem to be fighting with one another on should we get reparations, should we get a benefit, or should we at least go out and work for it. There's a bit of a civil war going on in said community. I'll let you guys figure out which one it is, but it definitely is not the Hispanic community. Of course, I did say before that obviously it was all about the benefit, and of course that right there is what this entire situation's about. That right there is the real reason why it is that black liberals are in fact silent. But of course we do have more reactions, so let's watch a little more.
A sister say that she's a teacher, and she was saying, you know, they can't come get my babies. I work too hard, this, that, and the other. Now, granted, I understand all of that, but this right here is not our fight. It's not. It's not. And I feel so bad because the human and mother and just doing what's right in me. Listen, you want to help. You want to help. And I understand that. We can't do that. We can't. It's nothing we can do. This is not our fight. I'm not going to go and talk about, because I've heard a couple of people saying, well, they didn't help us when we was in trouble and da-da-da-da, and we're not going to help them.
What you're going through, let's unify, man. You know what I'm saying? We all got the same enemy. Let's work together. They would rather choose white supremacy. They would rather choose that. It's crazy how all other people of color have a slur for us and we don't have a slur for them. Isn't that some crazy ass shit to think about? So now that they're going through crisis and things are finna happen in this country, right? To Latinos, to the Asians, to all of them, right? Things are finna happen to them. This is a fucking fact. Especially seeing the rhetoric that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like all the hate crimes and shit. There is no unifying. We have literally tried. We have literally had our hand out there over and over and over again trying to bring y'all in and trying to construct a plan to fight against racism. But no, y'all chose white supremacy. They keep trying to fearmonger black people. If they do this to us, what you think they're going to do to you? Shit, we won't be surprised. We going to be ready, though. Y'all thought it couldn't be y'all. While y'all was sitting there watching everything happen to black folks, sitting there like, oh, damn, that's crazy. Oh, y'all thought it couldn't be y'all, huh? No, there's no unity, bro. We literally tried that shit already. Y'all spit on us. No, everything you have or had came off the backs of our civil rights movements. Every fucking thing. And for y'all to disrespect us constantly, then be like, we gotta stick together. All of a sudden y'all going through crisis? Fuck no. But I do wish.
Trust me, they would prefer you get deported time. Believe me when I tell you this, they would prefer you just simply go back across. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about that in the follow-up video to this one here, because of Cat Williams basically telling one of these cholos to not wave the American flag here in the United States, especially while staying here in the United States. Don't worry, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But still, the point is this here. The fact is that these black liberals don't want these Hispanics to stick around. That right there is what the hell is really and truly going on here, and they're showing you this with their silence. I want you guys to think back to an old phrase, and let me go ahead and kind of explain it to you guys, and it kind of helps explain the current situation going on now. There's a phrase. It's called support them with your silence. Let's talk about that for a second, because that's really what's going on here. You see all these protests going on with Hispanics protesting, the ICE raids and all that stuff there. Well, one group of people is going to be silent. Let me explain the reason why. But let me explain the term first. So back when Jesse Smollett, I still call him Juicy Smollett because it's kind of funny to do so. I understand I'm borrowing from Dave Chappelle, stealing from Dave Chappelle. Back during his hoax, there was a great big giant amount of press going on. People were whipped up saying justice for Juicy, all that type of horseshit. So Dave Chappelle does a comedy special called Sticks and Stones, and he actually briefly brings this up. I would play the actual clip, but of course I'll get a copyright claim from Netflix if I do so. But it's still on Netflix. I think I may link it in the description box for you guys. So basically what Dave Chappelle said was a lot of people were wondering why it is that black folks weren't out here supporting Juicy Smollett. He said they were supporting him with their silence. Meaning we support Juicy. We know he's lying because he's one of us. But we're going to do it with our silence is what we're going to do. This right here is what you call, I support the deportations with my silence. Hispanics have just now figured it out. Of course, there's also this one person who comes in here and tells you that this right is how Mexicans roll and this right is how we're going to do. Which, of course, that right there could be another video for another day, but I'll probably bring that up in the very, very next video, which, of course, is the follow-up video. This right here. Let me give you one more example of what I mean. A lot of people believe that the black vote was going to heavily go to Trump or a lot more than normal this past election cycle, but when you actually look in the numbers, it actually didn't. I said before that at the most, the Republicans would probably top out with maybe 18%. It would be mostly black men. It turned out to only be 15%, so therefore I fell short about 3 points. However, Richard Barris called 15%, and he was actually correct. So a lot of people are thinking to themselves, maybe blacks will start voting Republican in the near future. I'm here to tell you guys right now that it will never max out above 18%. It may get to 20 by some miracle in an extremely low turnout election, but it more than likely never will. What's happening here is that the two sides, the two races, are beginning to separate into their own brand of politics. Blacks, of course, are going to be wanting the people who are going to give them reparations and the most amount of free stuff, where it is Hispanics are going to be looking for the people who are going to give them both the free stuff and also to go on top of that, the job opportunity. That right there is what the hell is going on in this situation. By the way, it's not all people of color and it's not all Hispanics. As a matter of fact, I believe you're actually going to see a rightward shift towards Hispanics. Let me explain what I mean by a rightward shift. You see, a lot of Hispanics voted for other Hispanics to get deported because these Hispanics were jumping the line. Trump got 46% of Hispanics. I'm here to tell you guys right now that Vance or whoever the Republican nominee will probably get right around 50, maybe 51, 52. The reason why is because economic opportunities tend to improve, and if they do in fact improve under Trump, you'll probably see a bit of a move towards that. It'll be a lower turnout election, and also the deportations as well. Deporting people who quite frankly should not be here, which by the way will be a large part of the discussion in the next video. A lot of Hispanics, quite frankly, love this country, love being here, and they don't walk around with Mexican flags or El Salvadorian flags or whatever because they realize that they left those places for a reason. Black Americans right now are currently fighting with other black Americans over opportunities, jobs, etc., etc., etc. I figure I would throw that in there before YouTube decides to limit the ads in this video, but the fact of the matter is this right here. Black liberals are, in fact, for the most part, pissed off at this moment in time that Hispanics obviously did not vote for Kamala Harris, and this right here is the way they show their disgust. So as you guys can obviously see, black liberals want these Hispanics gone too. I just figure I will let you guys know that because the Democrat Civil War is going to heat up over the next 4 years, or the Liberal Civil War. But still, though, make sure you guys stick around for that. Make sure you guys please hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, sign off in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.